So today we are with IAM cycling, heading for a long one. We did a 200k ride. Most lads did 190. I did 200 by the time I got to and from home. So you see, I accelerate pretty hard out of the blocks. That's pro cycling. Accelerate hard out of the corners and just develop that habit. And then they just sit up, cruising along, riding to wattage. So it's pretty hard out of the corners and just spinning along. Roger Kluge at the back here, cruising along. He's the Clydesdale. Big, heavy, strong rider. Good for the wins. Good to sit behind. And you got Hausler up there in the national jersey. Rennes from Spain. And Pantano from Colombia. Good day out riding. Here we have Dave Tanner doing a bit of a one-legged drill. One-legged drill. Quite interesting little technique to do there. You can practice that. Basically, pedaling, you want to scrape the mud off the bottom of your shoe. Same as in running. Running and cycling has the same leg action. You're scraping the mud off the bottom of your shoe. And you see here Roger here as well. See how he's sitting off the saddle? Got the rider closest to the camera. Sitting off the saddle. Just letting the blood flow go around. That's what you want. If you're having saddle issues, then you're probably sitting down too long. So get out the saddle now and then. If you're rolling up to traffic lights, just sit on the end of your saddle, side saddle. Little tips. Click it up into a harder gear and just sort of get out the saddle a little bit. You can see Heinrich doing that. So cycling's all about saddle comfort. And one way to increase saddle comfort is get out the saddle regularly, at regular intervals. Every few minutes, get out the saddle for a few seconds, sort of side saddle, etc. Going up Shepherd's Hill here. The guys are spinning. We're cruising on about 300 watts for about 10 minutes, whatever it was for this climb. So about a bit over 4 watts per kilo, cruising along. Good day today. Was about 24 degrees Celsius, slight southerly wind, and filming this with the GoPro Hero 4. Cruising, this is not sped up, this is cadence. So you see Hausler spinning for winning. And that's how you develop, that's how you be a good sprinter. You have to develop cadence. So many guys go, oh, I could never run a compact crank because I'd spin it out. No. Spinning isn't 80, spinning is more like 110, 120. So top sprinters like Hausler, they'll wind it up 110, 120 in a sprint. So by training at low wattage, at high cadence, you train the legs to spin over. Here we're going up a little main road. Get a bit of stick here, a little bit of a burst, a bit of hard tempo, single file. You know, whenever a bunch is single file, it's a dead giveaway that the gas has been turned on a little bit. A little bit of gas getting turned on here, a little bit of throttle. Open up the throttle on the climb, open up the legs a little bit. And it looks like Clement in front of me, and just holding the wheel there. Hold the wheel. And that's Elmiger up in the Swiss national jersey, 4-time Swiss national champion. Martin Elmiger on the back here, because he's riding an Addict. People say what bikes they're riding. They're riding the Scott bikes. Bit of a mix of the foil or the Addict. Elmiger prefers Addict, says it's a little bit more comfortable than the foil. Still rates the foil, but he says Addict feels a little bit more comfy. And Martin Elmiger, quite an approachable guy. His understanding of the vegan lifestyle. Most of these guys are pretty curious about nutrition, because cycling's all about being lean. You want to be lean, but still have power and endurance and stamina. So everyone's always looking for tips and hints. Rennes, and Pantano, watch a few of my YouTube videos. Apparently, I was found that out yesterday. They come up to me afterwards and said we enjoy some of your ramblings on YouTube, Harley. A bit of a character. 30 bananas a day. It was funny that quite a few of the pro teams, actually the riders, have come up to me and recognise me from YouTube. That's the power of YouTube. It's a fantastic tool. Because pro cycling, I mean, a lot of the head nutrition team, the team nutritionists are actually out of shape, overweight. So the cyclists themselves go, well, if the nutritionist is overweight, the team nutritionist is overweight, out of shape, then what does that mean? Does that mean I'm going to get overweight, out of shape if my nutritionist is? So they start to go elsewhere for advice. Pantano is the climber from Colombia. Here we're going along the range. We just got up Wollonga Hill to move an interval up Wollonga Hill. They did over-unders. Hausler, I think, did a bit of tempo, hard tempo up there. I did my PR hanging on. I did about 350 watts. So I sat on about 5 watts per kilo for around 10 minutes yesterday up Wollonga Hill on the bamboo bike. Good little workout for me. Good little workout. Cruising along here, sitting on the back. What are some questions? Write down below. What are some questions you'd like me to answer? cruising along here. I'm using the GoPro Hero 4 as mentioned before. How am I attaching it to my bike? Just a little bracket on front, like one little K-edge brackets. I've also got a bracket from Racewear. And what I do is I have the camera sort of semi-loose, and then I can just flip it up, press on, and then flip it down and make sure it's recording. So it's really easy, but make sure you check the bracket every few, every half an hour or so. Make sure it's not wobbling loose. And I use a little thumb nut for that one, so I can do it with my fingers versus an Allen key. Cruising along here, Roger on the back, and drafting. Cycling's all about drafting. I just sat on the back all day, and it was good because the teams appreciate someone who can actually know where to go and can actually also keep up. So people say, how do you hook these rides up? You don't ask to be invited. You invite yourself, and then you demonstrate value, given the chance, and there you go. And cruising on the back here with Hausler. Notice the cadence. Hausler was spinning a big cadence most of the day. He's got a good pedaling technique, and if you can develop a pedaling technique like this, you'll generate more power for the same given effort. All right, so your same sort of heart rate or same effort, you'll be getting more power to the back wheel because your efficiency is enhanced. Just like a greyhound is more efficient than the pug because it has more efficient little legs that spin around. So that's what you want to develop, his cadence. This guy's pissing every 2 or 3 hours, just watering the garden. That's how it should be, back to nature. And team car stops, gives out bottles, gives out some gels, some bananas. Actually, Heinrich gave me a Windforce gel. He said, try one of these, Banana Boy, and I tried that. Yeah, this was actually pretty hard. I'm probably doing about 8 watts per kilo for a little bit of a burst. Trying to hold Elmiger and Pantano's wheel. Motor pacing on the bamboo bike. And don't try this at home. These guys are Tour de France level riders. So it's all good. There's Dave Tennant on the back, about to jump up. One thing I noticed with pro riders is they've got an insane amount of acceleration. So they can just burst that wattage for 10 seconds and get back on the wheel. Quite impressive. So we're just cruising along here. And Elmiger, I said to Elmiger yesterday, I said, what do you tell yourself when you're in pain? When it's really hurting? He says, just let it go. Let the mind go. Don't hold on to it. Don't stress. Don't have fear. Just let it go. And I was like, wow, that's a good meditation. So that's my meditation. When you're doing 8 watts a kilo or whatever, 5 watts a kilo, whatever you're doing and your heart's pumping out of your chest, that's your meditation. Just let it go. Just don't think about anything. Just breathe and flow. Breathe and flow. And here we go. Another thing with cycling is you want to get on the wheel as soon as possible. See that little gap I let it open up? No, not a good idea, Harley. So you want to close the gap as soon as possible. Otherwise, you are out in the wind, wasting glycogen, wasting sugars. So you want to close that gap straight away to conserve your muscle glycogen. Because cycling's all about aerodynamics, sitting behind the other rider. Save your legs for when it matters. Tanner there, good cadence. All these guys are in great shape. IAM team definitely going well. Bikes they're using a combination of Scott frame sets, Scott foil or Scott adduct, with a DT Swiss hubs and a Dura Ace electronic gears with SRM power meters. And that's the team car there for 2 and under. And this is sort of the first race of the year for these guys. A lot of these guys, first sort of a big tour race. So getting used to some equipment and trying new gear and new teammates, etc. Just getting it all sorted, getting it all dialed in. Bit of team help there. It's all about team ethics. Got to be a team player. Now we're riding back home now. Some of the guys jumped in the team bus. They felt they'd had enough training for the day. And some 4 other riders felt a little bit of extra little touring around Adelaide and check it out. So we've got Renaz, Cluj and Tanner and Elmiger on the front. That was quite good. Very friendly guys. He was bombing down at Glen Osmond Road. Doing about 60k an hour, just cruising. So that's efficiency. We're doing 60k an hour at about 100 watts. That's why average speed doesn't mean much, because you can be sitting on the back, freewheeling, and have the same speed as a person in front who's doing maybe 300 watts. So power is a lot more accurate. My average power yesterday was about 220 watts. Average power for about 7 hours. 220 watts. So it's good. But I was sitting on the back all day, still taking it easy. I was just saying left or right. But no, it's good. For those friendly bunch of guys, IAM, thanks for the ride. It was a good day out. I won't have to train it for another 4 weeks. And I'll probably have to sleep for another few more days. And good times in the sun. Bit of traffic obstacles. Flowing through the traffic. Filtering through. Always, bottom rule, number one rule to cycling is pay attention to what's going on around. Carb the fuck up. We'll see you soon.